Good morning. How the devil is everyone? Sorry about that. It's Sunday morning. You all know what time it is. It's 10 o'clock. It's time for the Foxes. Sorry, it's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show. By the fans, for the fans. Your opinion matters. Get your comments in. You know what? Let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First of all, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. I know it's a few days away, but Merry Christmas. Hope your plans are going to plan. Hope you're all right. Hope you're well. Unfortunately, Matthew's not. Matthew in bed with COVID. Oh, bloody hell, Matthew. Hopefully you're all right. Morning, Jamie. Are you locked down? No, we're not locked down. It's just very cold outside and I need to wrap up and it's even colder inside as well. Morning, Aggie. How are you? Happy birthday. Oh, one. There we go. Happy birthday for the other day, Aggie. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're 21 again. Enjoy your day. Morning, Tom. Reedy, any ideas to get a hangover? 1, don't drink the night before. 2, go and get a decent fry up. Bacon, sausage, bacon, egg and beans, toast, you name it. Cup of tea. Come and sit back and watch me do the show. That'll cure your hangover. And if it don't cure you, it will bore you to death and you'll go be asleep by the end of this by 10:30. Morning, Neil. How are you go? Yes, I'm fine, Neil. How are you? Are you well? Facebook users, just click on that StreamYard link. That's all you got to do. Just click on that StreamYard link. It just shows who you are. That's all it is. Maz was up there earlier. Sorry, Maz, if I've missed you out. Neil, Merry Christmas. How are you? Susan, how are you? Morning, Susan. Morning, Maz. You were the first one. I thought I nearly missed you out there, Maz, but I got you in the end, pal. I got you in the end. Matthew is on the mend. Still a bit rough though. Are you going to be free by Christmas? Or are you still? Will you be out by Christmas? I don't know. Will you still be another Facebook? Whoever that is, I'm not sure because you just got to click the link. In bed with COVID as well. Oh bloody hell, fire! We're all going down with it. So you would have been missing. Oh no, because it's a away game, so you probably wouldn't have been going away. Morning, Stephen. How are you? Chris, how are you? Morning, Mr. Pearson. How are you? My football colleague from 20 odd years ago, before he became famous. Matthew Bond, free. Oh, sorry, Matthew Bond, free in 10 days. Yes, Merry Christmas, Dave. How are you? Prosperous New Year to all Foxes fans. Yes, all Foxes fans around the world that watch me in Australia, New Zealand, America. I know it's a bit early for some Americans to be watching me, but happy Christmas. Sorry, Merry Christmas now. Happy New Year. Morning, ho, 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 says Steve Shepherd. Yes, it does. It is very ho, ho, ho. It's a bit cold and wet outside. Not snowy, but cold and wet. Morning, Patrick. That's probably the most positive I've seen a comment off you in a long time. Merry Christmas, all. Right, let's get going, shall we? We better start talking. Neil, let's a massive game today, Jack. Oh, in the women's today, yes. We'll come on to that in a second, Jack. Just remind me about that in a second. Neil Birchenough, very uncertain. When will we see the lads play again? Yes, I'm thinking that myself. When do people think we'll be playing again? Because COVID has sort of knackered plans up a bit, hasn't it? But there is a bit of if there's a bit of a bright side to it, a bit of a silver lining, it gives people a chance, like JJ, an extra bit of time to get fit. Soyuncu is the same. Soyuncu's got a bit of a hamstring strain. He might not be able to play for a while. So these 2 games missing, we might probably play him later on. We might have a fully fit squad. Where's Fofana? Again, he's not fully fit, but he's missed these 2 games where he wouldn't have been played. He might be fit for them 2 games. Ricky P was on the bench for the last game. Maybe he hasn't had the pressure of games. He's had a bit more physio, a bit more time to get fit. So Patrick won't kick another ball this year. Yeah, I've been saying that on Twitter. I think we'll have a bit of a 2-week break, I think. Morning, morning, my American Fox. Zach, how are you? Long time no see, pal. Yes, Steve, I agree with that. I said there'll be a 2-week break. We've got a winter break, haven't we? In the end of January, last 2 weeks of January. I can't remember the exact date of it, but it's something like that. But yeah, maybe they'll swap it around. See more cases among the players in party month, very productive. Yes, I think it will be. They've got to be really strict on this one, I think, this year. A circuit break after Christmas, Jack, I think it needs to be before then, pal. February the 20th? What's February the 20th? You think we won't play again until February the 20th? Oh, is that the weekend? Liverpool may be in the Cup. Yes, I'm thinking that because a lot of the players that had the COVID, had COVID before the Napoli game. That's cleared their 10-day isolation, and we shall see. So they should be fit. Well, not fit, but available to play. Morning, Steve. How are you? Morning, Jamie. With the Premier League agreeing yesterday to show all games live, should there be a stadium lockdown? Yes, I agree with that. I think there should be a stadium lockdown. The fans shouldn't be allowed in. I know that's hard on the fans that have paid the money to watch the games, but I think we need to stop them going in such a big crowded area. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. You've paid your money, but yeah, just to get over this Omicron that sounds like a superhero. It really does. Superman will be turning out the sky soon. Megatron, all that malarkey from the Transform. I forgot the names now. They also the new variant sounds like a superhero. So what? I know it's just got to be one of them things. We've just got to grin and bear it, I'm afraid, and just get on with it. I don't think. No, I don't want stadiums to shut, but I agree it's the right. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it. Ethan, it's been better with crowds in there. Yes, I agree, but I do think it's the right things to do. I don't think that you'll get many games being played this year now. No, Dave, I don't think so. Morning. Oh, where you gone? There you are, Councillor. Morning, Councillor. How the devil are you? What's the view on Liverpool game? Got tickets, but not sure if going. How I think anyone knows. I don't think anyone knows, really, Councillor, what's going on. I really don't know. Hopefully, it won't be on the last 2 hours before, else most of the Leicester fans will be there. Did you see Leicester's police service tweet out saying any proponent matches? Sorry, Zach, I've just misread that one. Let me get it back for you. 2 seconds. Did you see Leicester Police Service's tweet out saying that any postponed matches should have at least yes. Yeah, it should be 24 hours because you've got fans travelling. Yes, Ethan, I did see that. Yeah, 2 hours before. It's no good. It happened with the Wolves-Burnley game, was it the other day? No, Watford-Burnley game the other day, 2 hours before. Yeah, it needs to be at least 24 hours. A bit like they've done for Leicester's game today. It was called off on Thursday as well, which was good. It's good. It stops the fans going. Anything to keep football running, yes. If we can watch all the games, I agree. For example, I went to Newcastle game, felt rough on the way home, positive that night, so probably spent it with that. Yeah, you don't know, do you? You really don't know, Matthew, whether you're going to get it or not, do you? Premier League meeting tomorrow. Is that to discuss the fixtures and what's going on? Or is that just a normal meeting, Patrick? At least they called off the game the day before, not to. Yeah, totally agree. Neil Birchenough, he's agreeing with Zach. Has many fans have travelled all over the country for nothing? Yes. Morning, Facebook user. Jamie, what's your view on Rodgers after the Newcastle game? It's taken 9 minutes and 10 seconds before someone's mentioned what I am with Rodgers. Like I say, I'm still on that varying on that side. I'm still on my side of the fence. And I won't change just yet. If we see an improvement in the games, we see improvement in the way we play, the victories start coming in. Yes, I'm there for turning. I'm there for climbing over the fence. We shall see. But it's the way we're playing at the minute, Councillor. I'm still on my side of the fence, but I'm more than willing to be turned and to jump over onto the other side if we start playing well, how we used to play when Rodgers was first. Here, morning, Facebook, whoever it is, just click that link so I can see. Or if you don't want to click the link, nothing happens. It just allows your name to be showed. That's all it is. Just put your name next to it so I can see it. Because the Facebook user, I'd love to know who just said morning to me. Emergency meeting tomorrow. So, yeah, it's got to be soon. Burnley haven't played for about 3 weeks, have they? Burnley-Watford game was down to the weather. No, the Burnley-Watford game was The Burnley Spurs game, Patrick, that was because of the weather. Will stop the booze if we play behind closed doors? Yes, it will stop the booze if we play behind closed doors. Fair play, Jem. I do agree the quality of football still needs to improve. Yeah, that's the only reason. I'm just disappointed the way we're playing. Yes, we played well against Newcastle, but Newcastle weren't the best team. We did do well. We battled hard for that clean sheet. There was some fight. There was some passion. There was a bit of leadership. Newcastle were very unlucky not to score without a back pass from Castagna, but Schmeichel showed that he can get back and do the job he needed to be doing. He's not just about a shot stopper. He can play with his feet. But it's just about the way we're playing, and we need to pick the results up a bit. Like I say, I'll be there for turning. I am for turning. Not like Maggie Thatcher years ago. This woman is not for turning. This man is for turning. If Rodgers can prove me wrong, I'll hold my hand up and say I was wrong. I've got no problem with that. If he can do the business and change it around, Craig Pearson, I'll see you in a minute, Jono. Transfer window coming up. Who would you sign? Right, there we go. Could have 79 million. Could have 79, but have we? Rodgers has said, Craig, we haven't got much to spend. Morning, Gray. How the devil are you, Jono? Oh, I was just about to bring you on then, Jono, and you've just gone off. Why should we play behind closed doors when we're allowing people to watch the cricket? Yeah, but Andy Meadows, at the minute, do you really want to watch the cricket in Australia? Australia have got totally different rules to us. So that's why there have been people allowed to go there. So we can't use that as an excuse, really, at the minute. The way they called off the Spurs game was disgrace. Everyone knew the game couldn't happen 2 days before. Yeah, totally agree, Ethan. Totally agree. It should be called off at least 24 hours before. I just want this feeling in my head to go, getting a cuppa now. Have a bacon sarnie. Have loads of grease and sausage sarnie or some sausage and egg sarnie, reader. Get yourself a sausage and egg sarnie. Shove it down your throat and you'll be well. Right. Jono's back. He just nipped off. I think his internet went for a second. Morning, Jono. How are you, pal?
Yeah, not bad yourself.
Good. You sound a bit rough. Are you coming out with a bit cold?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, you sounded a bit. Right, people have asked. We'll start with a big one straight away. It's start of the silly season now, isn't it? The transfer window is about to be on us in about 10, 12 days' time. So come on then, Jono. What's your views on the silly season transfer window? What do you think?
I think no one's going to go. No one's going to come in. I think we'll just sit there like a lemon. We won't do any business. We won't got the money to bring anyone in, and we won't let anyone go. We won't let Tielemans go. We never do. If we can do business, boys, in the summer, we have the time to bring someone else in. So
yeah, Mick Hewitt has said we need to clear some players out and get some money in. But according to form, we've got 79 million to spend. But I've got to say, Reedy, then that's him talking about being hungover. Rodgers has said we've got no money to spend. So what do you think? Like Patrick's just put loans only. What do you think? Because there has been big rumours today or the last couple of days about this guy, Lucas Dean from the French good player, and is he the right type of player we should be going for?
If we only play, we need a right winger or a centre back. Those are the only two players we need. We've shown that Harvey Barnes is perfectly capable of covering the left. We've got 3 great strikers. We've got great midfielders. It's just the centre backs and the right winger, because Lookman isn't good enough. Ever since Morris has left, we've had no one good enough to cover the right wing. Oh, Brighton's a good sub. He's not good enough to start for the whole game. We need someone to come in and be that person who could just cover that wing, but we haven't got anyone. We need to focus on that wing and centre back.
We haven't, because like you said, Lookman hasn't been the best. He's shown in patches about 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, but he hasn't really done anything to prove his worth, has he, to be honest?
No. I think we need to get rid of Mendy.
I think he will go. I really think he will go.
I also think we should. I want to keep Chowdhury. I really want to keep Chowdhury. We must keep Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall is a player we must keep. He's been, it was at the beginning of the season, we thought, oh, he'll be a bright spark. Didn't play for 3 or 4 months. Come in now when Maddison was injured, and he's just proved that he has potential to be one of the top players in the club. He's a hot prospect. I think Mendy's one we should get rid of. I don't know anyone else we should get rid of for the time being, especially with all the games we've got coming up.
Just one thing, Jono. I just had not argument, this discussion. If you weren't here, Jag, earlier, I guess Jamie's not happy enough with Rodgers bringing in 2 trophies to the club, and Jamie in the club that Jamie wants him out so much. It's not that I want him out because of what he's done. It's what's happening now, Jack. It's the here and now.
It's the history's not relevant.
The history's not relevant. And this malarkey that had this argument, I can't remember who it was I had it with last week. This malarkey about, oh, look where we were 12 years ago, Jag. That means nothing. You can say that the same. We started 140 years ago. Leicester was born. Look where we came from then. It doesn't matter. You can go as far as you want back. It's the here and now that matters. It's not about the trophies we won. It's the here and now that I'm bothered about more than anything.
I got a little present. This is if people who want the past, I've got a book that has every newspaper article back from 1908. So if you want to go back to history, there you go. That's when the club was formed.
I mean, some people are sounding like Notts Forest and Derby fans, and we don't want to be accused of being anything like that, do we?
Who's this signed by?
Dewsbury Hall.
Yep.
He can't spell his name. Oh yeah, he can't spell his full name, so he just put Dews Hall, does it?
Yeah. But then in 180 years, you come to this. That's how far we've come, but we need to grow from this.
Yeah. We certainly do. Patrick Hutt says, need a nasty bugger in midfield, too soft. Yes, we do, but them days of having a nasty bugger in the middle of midfield, Patrick, I'm afraid, are well gone, isn't there?
Maddison can do it.
Oh, he can't be a nasty one, because can he?
No.
Reader, I haven't got the link on me at the minute. I can't. Oh, you know how to just sign in, Reader. You know how to sign in. Silly buys, Vestergaard. Do you think Vestergaard was a silly buy at the time? Was it a rush buy to buy Vestergaard?
Of course, it was a rush buy. We've got a week after Fofana broke his leg. We had to get him. We couldn't Brian. This is what I thought was really good about Leicester at the time. Well, still good because other clubs just faff around and go, oh, we've got this player already. We don't need one. We needed a centre back anyway. And when Fofana got injured, we were we needed a new centre back, and we went and got one. Did he turn out correctly? No, he's not.
It's like Xander's agreeing with you about Chowdhury here. He said it'd be sad to see Hamza go, but he needs to be playing, doesn't it? His time of life, he's only, 22, 23. He needs to be playing regular first-team football to improve, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he needs more. Like when he's come on, he's just looked like he gives his all. Like he's a dirty midfielder. He makes those tackles which you just go, oh my God, don't do that again. He's the player who gets the job done.
Patrick's disagreeing with you there, Jono. Maddison couldn't tackle a bottle of rice pudding.
I was joking. You can get hit by a leaf and then he goes, oh no.
But he wins them free kicks though. He wins that free kick.
That player like
Andy Sheba's gone for centre back and winger, which that's what you said, wasn't it, Jono? Centre back and winger.
Right
wing. Gray says Vestergaard was desperation. I think it was. Yeah. Where we're going? Let's get down some more comments. How many more hamstrings can Evans pull? Johnny Evans, I'm not sure how bad is it old age that's causing them problems, or is it just because he gets one injury and then he keeps using something else and he gets another injury on the other leg? It's a bit disappointing. Isn't it?
We're forgetting that he was a Premier League winner for Manchester United. He played so many games. He's played so many games. He's coming out towards the end of his career. Yes, he's very important, but it's showing that we can't rely on him. So Vardy, he's coming to the age of his career now, and we've brought in a backup striker like Daka to cover what Vardy did. We haven't done that with defenders before with Vestergaard, but he's nowhere near as good as Evans. We need someone to do that same role as Evans, not just be a good defender, but be a leader and be a captain, which Michael's gone. Well, Ward isn't going to be a captain. We need someone to come in and be the captain. Yeah.
But talking of captains, quality segue there. Andrew Sheba has asked, I'm starting to get worried about Casper. He really does not seems to be with it, and the defence do not seem to trust him anymore. Do you think that? Are you getting a bit worried about Casper? What do you think? Because I seem to be seeing the last few games, Casper seems to be doing a lot more with his feet than he does with his legs. When the crosses, he's going with his feet. He's not seeing it quick enough. He seems to be kicking it away more than he's trying to save it. Is that down to?
He reminds me of a bit like De Gea. He loves to save with his feet, but he's a bit. There's some saves with his hands where you just think that if it was that's a Premier League winning season or the FA Cup, would he have done more to try and save that?
Yeah.
If he can't get it with his feet, I feel that he's just hoping he gets in his hands. He just puts his arms out and hopes for the best. He doesn't really lean or curve. So put his arms, like you can tell when keepers lock their arms to make sure the ball doesn't go past. His arms are just like that. So I feel that it's a bit of confidence issue with defence in general, because the keeper doesn't trust the defence, defenders don't trust Schmeichel. It's a bit of, there's no trust in Leicester at the moment where we feel that we can stop conceding goals, and when that's not there, who can you trust?
Well, yeah. Facebook user, just click on the link so we can see who it is. It's opposite way round. Schmeichel is trying hard because he doesn't trust his defence. Which way do you think it is? Is it the defence not trusting Schmeichel, or Schmeichel not trusting the defence? Because there's times where, there's been corners in the last few games where you've literally seen Schmeichel saying, you go there, and you go there. He's telling players, and is that right? I'm not sure.
1 second. Just do off for a second.
Right then. So what's people think on Schmeichel? Do they think the view on Kasper Schmeichel, like Joe says, do you think Danny Ward ought to deserve? Does Danny Ward deserve a start? I don't know. What are people's views on it? Does he deserve a start? What's Schmeichel's view? What your views on Schmeichel? Here's Reedy with a hangover. Let's bring Reedy in. Boom, Reedy.
Hello.
How the devil are you, pal?
I'm fine, mate.
Feeling a bit rough, are you?
Well, I don't know. I didn't have that much to drink yesterday, so I'm just.
We're just having a bit of a conversation about Kasper at the minute. What do you think? Neil Birchnough has said no cohesion between keeper and the defence, and it works both ways. Mark Harrison says Kasper is the captain and he should take charge. I don't think he takes charge that much. Andy Sheba has said I think he's a great shot stopper, but feel his arrogance is getting the better of him. He forces senior players and players into losing the respect for him. What do you think about Kasper?
He don't come out enough for me. He don't come out from corners. You've seen many keepers just for every team really. They're always coming out, catching the ball when the ball's even trying to get in the air. But Kasper never really comes out, or he maybe looks to come out, then doesn't do it, and then next minute, no, the ball's in the back of the net. There's every time he kicks the ball up, it just goes off the pitch. I think for me, it's about time he gets a substitution like Madders did when Madders was playing. He wasn't playing for sport. We got dropped, and then he slowly come back into the team. So for me, you put Ward back in there and see if they're changing what Kasper does.
See, Jono, Craig Pearson says here, Kasper needs to come out and collect the ball when the corner comes in. And he doesn't command the 6-yard box, does he? Like Craig says, he does not command it. Unfortunately, he used to. But now, all of a sudden, the last few years, he seems to be stopped commanding it.
Well, one thing, I think, really, if you've just come back from a night out, you've not gone to bed yet.
I went to bed, but I wasn't the best this last night. So.
But I think this is Brendan Rodgers doing this, because I think this might tie in with zonal marking. He might have been telling Kasper to get players to go and stand where they should be going, and obviously Schmeichel's the captain, so he's got to follow the manager's tactics. And if he's telling them to zonal mark, Kasper's telling them to do that. And obviously, if they're telling him to do that, obviously all the places are covered. That's what I feel. And what's the point of him coming out to defend the corner when he's already got his players lined up in a specific way to zonal mark?
See, a lot of people are saying he needs competition, get Ward in. Wood needs to be given a chance, I think. I mean, Schmeichel's done fantastic well for us over the years. He's done really well.
But it's then now.
Yeah. Totally
But the
agree
thing
on that.
is-
It's the here and now, and I think he needs to change.
The thing is, I think with the Liverpool game coming up now, it needs to be a point where you maybe put him in against Liverpool if we do get to that. If we do play that game.
Well,
Yeah.
we give him Kieran Dewsbury-Hall a chance, and look
Yeah,
what he's done. He's proven to be one of our key players. I think he's been our best player in the last 3 games. He's been phenomenal, and we needed a player to fight for this chance for the team. And I think Ward needs to do that. Ward needs to come in and show himself to be. We know he's a quality keeper. Why can't he prove it?
Yeah. It's like the councillor says, Casper is a legend, great shot stopper, but his kicking is getting progressively worse. And let's not forget his own goal howl against Spurs, last game of last season against Spurs, potentially cost us a lot of money. He wants to play Champions League football and he's making mistakes. I know a keeper, if you make a mistake, normally it ends up in goal, which is unfortunate. If you're an outfield player, it doesn't end up as a goal 9 times out of 10. But if you're keeper, you make mistakes, you're more highlighted. I just think it needs to have a bit of competition. I really do. It's just one of them things.
Arsenal, Ramsdale and Leno. Ramsdale's come in and he's, that was a competition. It's like outfield players, you need, with Soyuncu, Evans, Fofana and Vestergaard, if you don't play well, you're dropped. We need that competition. Schmeichel was thinking, I've done the Premier League, I've won the FA Cup, I've gone to Europa League twice, I had a brilliant goal scoring, I had a great goalkeeper record last season, but that doesn't show this season.
No, it doesn't. So does it?
Ward, I think Ward deserves to play. I think he's way good enough to be in a starting 11 in the Premier League.
Well, that's what I mean. People were saying that it'll get to the point where you want to leave play first team football because you can get in there.
Yeah, Ward.
Any lower league side, as in lower of the league side, like I don't know.
He can get into Norwich. He can get into Burnley. Exactly. He can get into Newcastle. He can get into Villa. He could get into. He can get into Watford. He can get to any of those teams easily. If he signs their first team play easily.
Yeah, like I've always said, I don't think a captain should be a keeper. It should be an outfield player, centre mid, centre half, striker, one of the two. And the bloke that I think that will be captain very shortly in the next couple of years is Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. Somebody made a comment about that earlier. I think he will show his worth, the weight in gold. I think he'll be captain in a few years. I really do.
If Tielemans goes, then yes. If Tielemans stays, then I think the only way to keep him is to give him captaincy.
Yeah. Ethan has said, let's be honest, Schmeichel did single-handedly won us the FA Cup. The saves he made from Chilwell's header and Mount, yes, he did play well, but it's just, I don't know, it's just his all-round game, Reedy, is not as good as it used to be, is it?
No, like when the year we won the league, every ball he kicked, it looked like it was just a magical ball straight to the front line. Whereas now, the moment the ball gets kicked, you think, here it comes, it's going to come through off the third for the other team. So don't get me wrong, I love how like I say, shot stopping is brilliant and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, the moment the ball leaves him, it looks like it's just going nowhere near any other players. So
here's one. Here's very controversial for you, Jono. Wilf has been poor recently. What do you think to that? About
I
Wilf
agree.
being poor?
He's been very poor. Remember a few weeks ago when we were on stream and Ross came in and said he's been the player of the game, and then we were like, what the hell is that you're talking about? He's been such a liability in terms of giving away stupid fouls. He's been giving away such stupid fouls, and it's cost, especially since we're a sieve when it comes to set pieces. That's the last thing you want coming into our box when we're trying to, not concede goals. And indeed, he's given away the exact things we can't defend.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I think he's been poor.
The controversial one for me is maybe I think Schmeichel has been one of our better players as well. People are saying otherwise.
He's been poor as well.
One of the better players, or one of the... Sorry, Reed, did you say one of the better...
For me, because of when Youri Tielemans got the injury, and then he's been coming in, obviously, other than the Chelsea game, because that was just a bad game completely. Other than that, since then, I think Schmeichel has been one of our better midfielders just because of how he's had to play in that sort of role for us.
I actually think Schmeichel will get better next year. They always say the first, especially for the foreigners, when from lower league comes up to the Premier League, it's not too bad. But when the foreigners come in, especially the African nation players or the non-European players, they seem to struggle with the first year and then get better. Although saying that, Daka's done quite well, hasn't he? He's really done well since he's come in. He's probably one of the highlights of the season so far. I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, the Liverpool game. Quickly, before we go, do you think, Reed, have you got tickets for it, Reed?
I'm meant to be going to it.
Yeah. What do you think will happen with team news against Liverpool? Because a lot of the players that have been out since the Napoli game, which was they got tested on the Tuesday, they flew on the Wednesday, and then they got tested on the Tuesday, didn't go, did they? So that'd be 2 weeks. Would it be 2 weeks? The Napoli game would be 2 weeks, wasn't it? Yeah, so the Napoli game will be the Napoli game and the Liverpool game are 10 days, 2 weeks away from each other. So them that have tested positive or illness, whatever Brendan wants to call it, will be clear to play. So what do you think will happen, Reader?
I think the team news that we did have for the Newcastle game up the same up than obviously the 2 injuries at the back with Evans and Suinchi. I heard that week, as that week was going, that Marty was meant to be back because he was back in training, but apparently got the illness or something. So hopefully he'll probably be about the same team as the Newcastle game with Marty in the back line, with maybe Ben Nelson.
And Marty was meant to be on the bench, wasn't he, for the Spurs game? He wasn't fit enough to play, but he seems strange. You can fit enough to go on the bench. So what happens if they had an injury after 2 minutes? Would he have got so?
If on the bench, fit enough to play the 90 minutes.
I don't quite understand that, saying he's not fit to play 90 minutes. But like Johnny Evans got injured against Newcastle after 3 minutes, and we had to swap it around. Yeah, so I don't understand how you can be fit to go on the bench, but you can't fit to play. But you can get injury in the first 5 minutes of a game and have to play 90-odd minutes of football. So I'm not quite sure about that one, Jono.
Well, just bringing up on Ndidi, I think his best performance was just being a centre back in the Newcastle game. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was making blocks. He was making good tackles. His marking was brilliant. It's so funny how his best performance was as a defender. But
do you think though, John, that's because he hasn't got to think about it?
Yeah,
he can just stop it and lump it. It's like normal.
If I make a mistake, I'm not a natural defender. If I do well, then I get praise.
It's like a normal defender, just stop it and lump it. That's all most defenders have to do, or used to when I started playing. Anyway, you stopped it and lumped it. They have to be a bit more. Caress it a bit more instead of lumping it nowadays, but that's their job, to stop it and lump it, isn't it? So, and Ndidi didn't have to think about that. And I agree with you. I thought he played really well against Newcastle when he had to drop back.
That's probably where he'll play for the Liverpool game if we do play, because it probably will be a Marty and him.
They're playing today, aren't they?
Should be.
Spurs.
Oh, okay.
They're very lucky because if opposite Liverpool play a very strong team against Spurs, I think then Liverpool can't afford to play their best team again in 3 days' time. They can't. So I reckon it'll be Leicester won't play their best team because I reckon it'd be good for us to play young. Like I'm going to bring up Arsenal again. They've got Aubameyang's not playing. They've got a very young goalkeeper. They've got a very young team with Saka, Smith Rowe, and they're fourth now. They've really risen up. We need to give these young players a chance to come in and prove that they're good. And young players, like even though they're not experienced enough, they fight for the team. Unlike these players who've been here for years who just piss around.
Yeah. Just literally, I know that was going to be the last question, but this is going to be the last question. I think need to take a 1 month break and extend the season. Yes or no? The only problem with that is the next season starts earlier because of the World Cup break, doesn't it? And they have to have a minimum of 6 weeks off from the end of one season to the start of the next. So, Reedy, what do you think? A month's break, or do you think they ought to take a couple of weeks break?
I don't think we need to take a month break because for me, the way I see it is all these players getting COVID right now, within 2 or 3 weeks, obviously other than the players that get long COVID kind of situation, everyone should be back ready to play within, like you say, 2 or 3 weeks. And then after that, there'll obviously be rules set in place for each club. Be like, okay, you can't go anywhere like this, because we need to start playing games. Otherwise, you might as well just cancel the league altogether for now. So for me, you keep it after. Hopefully, all the players get back fit. You just get to the point where there's rules set in place. If you catch it, then
See, I'm sure I read somewhere that after New Year's Day, there's 20 weeks left for the season, and there's only 16 of them midweek fixtures are already taken up with Champions League, because you can't play games on Champions League weeks, and cup games, not Charity Shield, the League Cup, FA Cup fixtures and that. So there's not that many spare places to fit.
That's what I mean.
You can't fit games between Champion or European games and the Premier League games, because what do the Premier League think we are, superheroes? They physically can't do it. I think we'll have to add a month on to the end of the season. We can't, have no choice.
See, Ethan said here the AFCON. I thought that was cancelled, and then on the same day, no, it wasn't cancelled. No, yeah, I had the same thing. It should be. We're going to lose so many. Well, every club will lose players, won't they? Because the Premier League is not dominated by African nations, but there's a lot of good African nations.
We'll lose.
We'll lose Ndidi, Kelechi.
No, Dhaka. I don't think Dhaka qualified. I don't think Zambia qualified.
Oh, phew. That's just so good.
I think it's Ndidi. You need to remember Mendy's going to go as well.
Ndidi, Mendy.
He's Senegalese.
Yeah, Amati for Ghana.
And
Nacho for Nigeria as well. And that's it. So we'll lose 4, which is a big chunk of our
key
squad.
players.
That is where Shumari comes in, when Ndidi goes for me. That's his spot.
Yeah, hold on. Ethan's just said exactly the same as us. Ndidi, Kelechi, Nacho, Amati, and Mendy. Right then, lads, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for joining me. Read it. Apart from the game on Wednesday night, what are you doing for Christmas, pal? That's the big question. What is Jamie Reid doing over Christmas?
I am spending the time with my sister. Well, everyone's coming over to my sister's. Normally it's at our place, but we thought now she's moved out, we're going to come to hers for Christmas Day. So hopefully everything goes well without all this COVID messing up. So
yes. So, and Reedy, you're going to get drunk again over it? Is this a thing every Saturday night now?
No. I didn't mean to get drunk last night. I just started drinking it.
You didn't mean to go. There's only one reason you go out for a drink, and that's get drunk.
No.
At least you weren't as bad as Ross. Remember when Ross came on a few weeks ago when he was still.
Oh, he was. He had to go to work. And how on earth is it going to work?
No. And Jono, what are you doing over Christmas, pal?
Drinking.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Are you with the family?
Yeah, you're going to go up to Northumberland, have drinks, play games, have fun, be safe from COVID. We're going to stay in a little bubble. Don't blame you. Right then, Reedy, I'm going to let you go so you can go back to bed or have your bacon and sausage sandwich, get some grease down you. All right, pal. Speak to you later. See you later. Jono, thanks for joining me, mate. And like I say, stay safe and have a merry... Oh, sorry. Hold on a minute. Reedy, Merry Christmas, pal. Sorry, I forgot.
Appreciate it.
Jono, yeah, enjoy yourself. Stay safe, mate. And also have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you, pal. Yes, enjoy yourself. Be good. Right, that was Jono. That was Reedy coming on for the Christmas show. I'm not 100% whether I'll be here next week because it's Boxing Day, so I'm not sure, depending on what football's on. Maz has said, thanks for watching for the whole show. Great. Please like, share, comment on this video, subscribe to my Twitter as well. Much appreciated if you can. No games of Twister this year. I'm too old to be playing Twister. That's probably a young man sport, Twister is nowadays. Mark in Australia, Merry Christmas to you. Your Christmas starts before ours. But yes, Matthew Bond, have a good one. Yes, pal, I certainly will try. It's been much appreciated, you watching me over the whole of this year. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. It's been absolutely brilliant. Been much appreciated. You being here, watching me, taking your time out on a Sunday morning. It's so appreciated that you stop everything and watch. Figures go up, the figures go down, but the ones that watch me really regular, much appreciated. I've just literally got one thing to say to you now. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Merry Christmas, every fox. You know you want some. Come on, Leicester.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.